Hi, everyone, and welcome to Embodying Your Higher Self, Tools for Living Consciously. My name is Maitreya, and I have two very special guests on this show today. They're going to join us in just a moment, so hang tight. I'm just going to message them and get them to join. So, here we are in the show. And Christa, just go ahead and hit the phone button and get on the call with us. And excited to have you. Wonderful. Great, Christa. Great to have you on the show. How are you today?
Thank you. Good to be on here. I'm wonderful. Thank you. And yourself?
Yeah, I'm doing well. Thanks. I can't believe how long it's been since I've been away from doing this podcast. So I'm ready to relaunch it again, and excited to have you on as kind of like the first guest. Yeah, the first guest of 2025.
Wow, that's so exciting.
It
Congratulations
is.
on relaunching.
Yes, thank you. And we also have a kind of mystery guest with us today, Johanna. Are you there? Oh, I don't hear her, so I don't know if she's connecting separately.
Let me, if you want to give
No
me.
worries. Well, let's get started, and hopefully Johanna can join us when she's able. So this episode is a very special episode. We're going to talk about how the feminine energy is rising in this age of Aquarius after a millennia of being controlled by the patriarchy and the distortion of the divine masculine energy. And what does this mean for women today? And I'd love to hear your thoughts about that, Christa.
Yeah, well, I mean, as you said, for years, we've originally we used to operate in the matriarchy way back when with the goddesses and the divine
Right.
mothers and the feminine wisdom. And then and then women were suppressed and murdered, and they even had to change the ideology so that we believe that we'll burn in hell for eternity if we don't follow the masculine narrative. And men kind of ruled supreme over women, where they were kind of placed at the top, and we were quote unquote put in our place, or told to be a certain way or support the family, and kind of ignore ourselves and ignore our own kind of magic and the divine feminine within us for many years. I heard this today, actually, that it's kind of like we were on, if you think about a stage for, or a set for a movie, we were just kind of like the crew helping everyone else be the star, and forgetting that, hey, we can be the star of our own lives, and we can show up and, in a way that makes ourselves happy and nourishes our own bodies, minds, and soul. And well, it looks like Johanna's just joined. I
Yes,
just noticed.
wonderful.
But now, things are changing, and um, another really great example I heard too was in the Native American tradition. They had a bird, and one wing, the wing was masculine and one wing was feminine. And when one is out of balance, as we've seen for many years, if one wing is larger than the other, well, then it's going to spiral down and it's not going to fly very stably. But now that it's kind of coming back into balance, I think we're starting to see women stepping back into their power, women feeling more enabled to speak their truths, to shine our light, and to reconnect with that creator of all kind of energy, and our goddess energy. And it's really a beautiful thing, and we're able to connect in ways like this call today, and with each other, and help each other, step into our own power.
Absolutely. That's beautifully said. And you reminded me of when I went to Ecuador, I guess it was around 7 years ago, for the first Andes Summit of the Shaman Masters. And the whole theme of that summit was the condor. And many people don't know, but yeah, in South America, the condor represents the intuitive, the feminine side, and the eagle is more of the masculine energy, the more analytical, logical. And so they really connect with the condor. That's their kind of mascot, so to speak. And it was beautiful to hear how the shamans were honoring the sacred feminine and how that was a part of their practices. So yeah, I think it's similar to the Native American, but instead it's kind of represented as the two birds, the eagle as the masculine and the condor as the intuitive feminine. So and the need for both, we can't
Mm-hmm.
deny that we need both energies to stay in balance in order for the feminine to thrive. And yeah, it's great to see the shift that's happening. I feel a lot of optimism and positivity. I feel like women are really stepping up and coming into their power even more so than, let's say, 10 years ago. So yeah, it's good to see. It's really good to see.
Absolutely.
Johanna, welcome. Welcome. It's great to have you here as our mystery guest.
Well, thank you. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear. Please, share your thoughts about this topic, "She Who Rises," and what you think about what's happening in the world with women today.
Well, I've just from some experiences that I've had, near-death experiences, how women all over the world are rising, and um, and what I mean by that is everything that we thought we were has been shifting, and there's been a huge letting go. And I have found women that, just like myself, that have literally sold their things, their material items, and packed their bags and moved to different parts of the world. I've also found that they're awakening in a way that if they have relationships that are not working, and instead of staying in that relationship, they're shifting, they're letting go, they're seeing things in a new way, in a new light. And it's just, I think it's so beautiful that women are just stepping into the truth of who they are.
Yes, yes, well put. I can say for myself that I was one of those women who left my relationship. It was oppressive for me. It wasn't empowering for me, and to make that decision to leave was not easy. But as I reflect now, I can see it was the right choice, and it was what enabled me to come back to who I truly am and live authentically and continue to do the work that I do as a healer and spiritual mentor to support other women who are on this journey and are having challenges. And yeah, I mean, it's not a finite journey, right? We continue to rise as women, and I would love, excuse me, I would love to hear from either of you just a little bit more about your journey and maybe some of the challenges and how you overcame them as you stepped more into your power.
Krista, go ahead first.
Okay. Well, I too, I've experienced both aspects of both relationships. So I've had the wounded masculine, and the more patriarchal energy in various relationships, and have left them. And I've also experienced a very divine, healthy, masculine relationship and what that looks like. And so I know kind of now when one is the other, when one is good
Yes.
for you and when one is not. And when you do have a divine masculine, it is one of the most beautiful, alchemical, transformative things in the world, because you're not competing, you're lifting one another up, and you can really blossom into all that you're meant to be, and you have that support and everything you need. And it really can be, truly beautiful. And I wouldn't be the woman I am today, I don't believe, without having that relationship. And when that ended, and unfortunately he passed away, but when that happened, I was very broken, and then I attracted broken partners, and
No.
and I experienced. I was also in a new country. I was also another woman who gave up my things and left and went to a new place, and more than once, and um, and I met, I was met with different wounded, kind of masculine energies that, sometimes were dominating, sometimes very disrespectful. And then I found kind of that, the darker feminine energy, the Kali, the angry side that doesn't like to be disrespected and will stand up for herself. Um, and so I've gone through both, and it led me on a healing journey to India, where I really kind of healed my wounds and the loss and the grief. Um, and then when I came back, I actually got into another relationship, and unfortunately, it wasn't. It was sold to me as one thing, and it really seemed very lovely, but with just feeling kind of trapped and controlled, and I ended up feeling kind of like a shell of what I once was, and it was very devastating for me because I had reached such high heights in the past, and I had just come back from India and was feeling so on top, and then to feel so down low. And it took me about 5 times of leaving to actually get out of that relationship, which is kind of embarrassing, but it is just what it was. And it taught me the, boundaries and to stand in your no. And thankfully, I'm no longer in that, and I'm actually in a healthy one now, finally, after my husband passed, and it's been very beautiful and lovely. But I think throughout all that, I learned the healthy relationship with myself, that we have to kind of learn to, date our own selves in a way to be not unhealthily self-sufficient, but to be comfortable with ourselves, to heal our wounds, and to be whole on your own. And then if someone else comes in, then that's kind of an extra. And so that's kind of been my relational journey in all of
Ah,
this.
thank you for sharing that, because I think a lot of women can relate to these kinds of challenges that come up as as we go through life and have different relationships. But I also hear that, there were blessings for you, that it taught you how to really love and accept and respect yourself. And sometimes we need those challenges to see these things about ourselves. So, yeah,
Yeah.
oh, beautiful. Thank you.
Hmm.
How about you, Johanna? I know you've had an amazing journey, and yeah, you have a very different situation where you've been married for over 30 years, right? And
Well,
this is,
actually, 42.
oh my God, yeah. So I'm sure people would love to hear, how did you successfully stay in a marriage for 42 years, and what were some of the challenges for you, if you feel like you want to share, and how did you overcome those challenges?
Well, my situation, or my beginning years before I met my husband, was filled full of broken relationships, and um, I came from a very wounded child, and so I brought that wounding into the current relationship that I've had for 42 years. And thankfully, I met such an amazing man, Ernest Warren Larson, who believed that we were truly to live together till death do we part. And so we've been through many, many ups and downs in our marriage, as I know many, many women have. And um, through all of it, though, we found healing, and we were at a point back in 2018 when everything just wasn't working for us anymore. And I remember just saying to my husband, Ernie, um, go, leave me, find somebody else that you want to love. And it just was very broken at that time after 38 years. And he just refused to give up. And what happened was I kind of had an awakening, and it was during COVID that this happened. And I had been many stages of awakening over the years where I could really hear angels and higher guides talking to me and guiding me. And I started hearing that we were supposed to move to Mexico. And we did, actually. And part of that is Christa's story, um, of why we came. And then what was really exciting was over the last 4 years being in Mexico, we've gone through the kind of like the yin and the yang becoming balanced. Um, Ernie found healing in different ways that he's come into his own, and I've had great healing and experiences, near death experiences. And I have also found this peace that passes all understanding within myself. And many of the conformed and limited ideas that I had about marriage and about myself and about Ernie all has shifted. And we have actually come into a new place in this time, a new journey where we actually are learning to really enjoy each other, allow each other this space, this time to be who we truly are. And I'm just so grateful that he's been so understanding. And there was quite a few things that we've been through, and it's so exciting to know that we're still together and we're still um, allowing each other expansion with joy.
That's so beautiful. Your story, Johanna. I mean, I think it gives a lot of people hope that when you really are invested in the relationship and two people are truly committed to their growth and expansion and supporting one another, that it is possible to work through these challenges. And I'm sure a lot of women out there that are listening to this live or later on the recording, I'm sure that will be a kind of ray of hope for them, if they're going through some difficulties. And yeah, I'd love to talk a bit more with both of you about like what you do and, in terms of your offerings and what kind of programs are coming up for both of you. And so, yeah, do you want to share, Krista?
Sure. Yeah. Well, I'm a yoga teacher. I started my personal practice when I was kind of going through a dark night of the soul, one of many in our lives, as we all go through. And I came into yoga, and I fell in love with it. I really, I didn't expect that it would. I was on a very corporate path, and it kind of led me to other fields, which is really beautiful, and I'm very thankful for. And it just blossomed in my heart. I think sometimes there's just certain things that are on your path that are meant to be on your path, and when you find them, you're like, that's it. And so yoga was definitely one of those things for me. And it later, it led me, when I met Gerald. I was kind of new to cooking and vegetarianism at the time, and he smelled, we were neighbors, and he smelled the good scents coming out, and he proposed a trade for body work for structural integration rolfing, for this good food. And so I thought, well, I better become a better cook. And so it led me down a different path. of veganism, and I started a blog with his. He was a big advocator in my life, and he encouraged me to take pictures of the food, and so I started a blog, artisticvegan.com, which is still running today. Although not very actively. I'm actually no longer vegan, but I still eat a lot of fruits and vegetables and things. But for about 10 years of my life, that was a very active part of my life, with cooking shows and all different kinds of various things, and even a cookbook. And early on in our right, actually before we got married, he trained me in structural integration and Rolfing, and then we went on to share it with the community, and I practiced for many years with him and with others. And so structural integration and Rolfing is one of the things that's in my toolkit, and it's a form of body work. And it later led to Gravity Body Academy. I still remember when he wanted to start it, I thought he was crazy because we were doing so much content, and so we had so many things going on to start something else. But I'm really glad that we did, because I didn't know in hindsight that his time was very short. And so we started Gravity Body Academy, which originally was just an online school teaching people how to do it. And later, then also we held hands-on training. And so we held a few of those. And then when he passed, I kind of I put the trainings on the side, we actually held our first one, successful one, last year. So that was pretty exciting, and since he's passed. And so, yeah, so Gravity Body, the structure work, yoga, I teach yoga, and it later led me to India. That's was my main motivating factor to go there. Was I always had this deep desire to learn in India. And that was really wonderful, going to the ashram. And then afterwards, I actually found the program quite stressful. So I took a sound healing course, just to immerse myself in the sounds. And I didn't really, I underestimated, I guess, the power of sound healing. I didn't know that it would be that transformational and that holistic and that healing. And so I really found a passion for that as well. And yeah, so now I have different blogs. I run his as well, and later published a book about our love story and his autobiography. So I have my hands in a few different pots, but they're all fun and they're all creative, and it's fun to share with the community, and we're actually all going to combine our talents. I don't know who wants to share that good news soon, but we're going to be holding a retreat soon in Puerto Escondido. So if anyone would like to come and get to know us all, then you're more than welcome to come.
Yeah, beautiful. Yes, we are offering retreat March 20th through the 23rd. And it is based around this theme of She Who Rises. This retreat is going to be amazing. Yeah, where our combined talents and gifts, including the shamanic work that I do, taking people on journeys, guided meditations, group sound healing, sacred ritual, deep sharing amongst women as we connect and we heal and release our blockages and our traumas, reprogramming limiting beliefs, creating new positive programs, art therapy with Johanna, a cacao ceremony, a temescal. I mean, wow, this is going to be a packed, amazing 3-day, 3-night retreat. So yeah, I'm really excited about this. And tell us more about what you're going to be doing on the retreat, Johanna. I would love to hear your beautiful offering.
Say, well, for myself, I have had these experiences where I would say very spiritual contact with the divine, with God, with angels, and while I was in Puerto Escondido living for 2 years, I had 3 encounters of near death experiences, and it completely shifted my path. Um, I've been an artist since I was 11 years old, and it shifted. I thought that my art journey was over because we had retired and moved to, a beautiful beach, and I just thought I was going to lay back and lay around. And instead, during the near-death experiences, I heard a definite, "Do you want to live?" And I was in this place where it was so peaceful and loving, and I was, yes, I want to live. And I kept hearing, well, then get on with it. Like, get on your purpose, get on your path. Um, and through several other experiences, I've been led to really study. And the first spiritual experience to study was Reiki, and calling in the energies, the higher energies, and learning about how energy can go anywhere and move, and how that we are energy. And through that led me to one of my favorite topics, which is just healing through vibration. And I kept hearing vibrational art, and I was wondering how to put all those together. And so some of my giftings is I also took a sound healing course with you, actually, Maitreya, and and then using that in my art. I also am bringing to the retreat what is called Vasht. It's a vibroacoustic um, sound healing therapy. And it's a bed that creates, it has music and vibration. And through that, balances your chakras and allows your to open up to more energies. Um, and I kind of, way back when I first started really hearing messages, I started getting interested in channeling, because I was supposed to. It was part of my path. And I realized that a message that I had received was that I would be a vibration, like a key that would unlock the hearts of those who would be attracted to my vibration, to my sound. So I often think of it as like we are a song, we are a like symphonies. We vibrate and we harmonize, and we all each have our own specific tone, our own specific vibration, and those who are supposed to will be guided um, to come into that vibration of that you're putting out. And it's been fun. It has been interesting, but uh, the messages that come through, like one night, I knew that my oldest daughter Janelle was going to have a baby 3 weeks before she told us. Um, Pretty specific details, and there's been a lot of that. Like I knew that we were coming to Mexico, and I found that out through one of my paintings. I was painting it and realized, oh, you're trying to tell me that I'm moving to Mexico. Um, and so some of the things I'm going to be bringing is art therapy to help open up those veils that are within you, the ones that are, there is no separation. And so I'm going to help you help women to just kind of see the truth of who they are, to allow themselves to be guided into this portal of love. And that's really the biggest message I received when I had the near-death experiences, is that we are love. We are literally the light of love. And I love the idea that as women, we come together and we unite in harmony. And while we're doing that, we're healing. We're healing the world. We're being a collective energy of love. And that is like a wildfire that spreads all over the world. And it's just a connective energy where women are being called up, whispers of ancient wisdom, and the soft rustle of wings and language beyond words. You know, we are a symphony that opens hearts and awakens spirits.
Oh, what a beautiful message. Thank you so much for sharing. I'm really excited to see your offering during the retreat and how it can open up women to that really beautiful sacred feminine energy. And I know that Christa, you're going to be offering so many things, but I'd love for you to share a little bit more in detail of your offerings at the retreat.
Sure. Yeah. Well, we'll definitely be tapping into our bodies, and there's it's meditation, and it says it's about coming home to yourself, and I really love that concept. So often we want our bodies to be something else, or society has told us to look a certain way or be a certain way, and so really a message of just accepting yourself or as you are, and just really loving yourself, this amazing divine temple that we have. And so we'll be enjoying yoga together, and just exploring kind of our breath, our bodies, our movement, and that sacred energy of just what we have to offer within ourselves, and finding kind of comfort and a home within ourselves, because it is our home. Our spirits are eternal, but we do have these bodies now, and so I think if we can honor them and nourish them through our breath and food and movement, that it's just going to make this experience that much better. And usually I like to enjoy tarot card pulling at the end of class. Not every class, it doesn't have to be, but just having a moment to also kind of tune in to yourself, close your eyes, maybe ask if there's a message for you, and seeing what comes up. And I love, for this year, I pulled a card, and I got the Isis card, which just felt very empowering and amazing, to start the first card pulling of the year in that kind of goddess energy. So we'll be doing that for sure. And in our retreat too, there's we'll be providing the breakfast, and then Maitreya, she has a friend who does is a vegan chef, and they'll be providing a nutritious lunch. So you'll also kind of be vibrating on that kind of high energy. The fruit and vegetables in Mexico are really fresh and delicious and phenomenal, and easy to eat, I think, because they're so inviting and welcoming. And we have our friend doing the cacao ceremony, a shamanic friend, and I've worked with him in the past in one, and it's truly a beautiful experience, where we can gather together in kind of a ceremony and share those energies. And then I'll be sharing a talk. We'll all kind of be sharing a different talk, and so I'll kind of be talking about the alchemy kind of love and loss, and how you can shift through that, and you don't have to have loss define you. I lost my soulmate, and I could have decided to not move on, but I think that we can choose to shift through our grief, and step into our life. And I think that our partners or the people we've lost would want us to live our lives and to fulfill our dreams, and to move forward. And so I'll be touching a little bit on that, and just practices on how to honor your own body, um, and um, and just kind of move into your own power, and the own wisdom within yourself. And we'll also be doing a ceremony where we kind of move through our chakras after some breathing exercises. It's derived kind of from the Merkaba meditation, but it's really beautiful. And we do it often in yoga class, and the students really like it. So we'll be kind of going through that. And then afterwards, kind of an eye gazing exercise, where we might ask questions kind of like, who am I? And just touching more into who you are beyond this kind of 3D incarnation. And then also we have personal offerings, and so everyone who comes will get 30 minutes with each of us. So with Johanna, with Maitreya, and with myself. And for me, I'll be offering the structural integration and the rolfing, which is a form of body work that works with the fascia, and we can hold emotions in our bodies. And so this can kind of help you move through that. And it's also known to kind of awaken your chakras and align your energy and just kind of step more into the higher aspect of yourself. So those are some of the things I'll be offering.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah, that's such a great explanation. I think this is going to be an amazing healing retreat for women. And with the three of us, our beautiful energies combined, it's going to be really, really powerful because we all offer something different, but it all sort of connects together like pieces in a puzzle. For me, I'm going to with my background as an integrated attachment theory coach, I'm going to bring in how to identify our core wounds in my talk and how those core wounds impact our behaviors, which also impact our beliefs and create limiting beliefs. So through identifying the core wounds and the behaviors and then the beliefs that come out of that, and how do we shift that? How do we heal those core wounds? How do we reprogram our beliefs that aren't serving us anymore? And I'll also be offering soul contract clearing because in the work that I've been doing in the last 20 years or so, I've come across so many people that feel stuck in their relationships or stuck with their beliefs, or just feeling blocks and they don't know why. And then after they clear their soul contracts with a person or even a belief system or a place, they notice a big shift in their lives and the relationship gets better, or their, sort of like way of thinking about the world shifts. And so I find that to be really, really powerful. And I'll also be taking people on journeys to connect with their helping spirits for guidance and wisdom, healing, clarity about their purpose. So altogether, the three of us, it's like the program interweaves together with the energy building and building to really create a really transformational experience. So I'm really excited about that. Yeah. Wow. So, Johanna, do you have any other words of wisdom you'd like to share?
I just want to say that I know that the breathing that Christa brings and the yoga is so
Mm,
transformational.
mm,
And I personally have been to some of your offerings, Maitreya, and they have really created a huge shift for me. Um, it's like, like you said before, I was kind of in a place where I felt stuck, didn't know how to proceed. And after having a session with you, it was so transformative that I shared it with Krista, and shared it with my husband, who came several times, and then he had some big shifts. And I just want to say that, ladies, oh my gosh, this is really off the charts between vibrational acoustic sound therapy, structural integration, access bars, or what you have to offer, Maitreya, and it's just huge. It will literally expand your life because you're letting go and you're having transformation, and then that leaves this huge space within you to just come into an expansion of joy. Um, and then using the art therapy is so healing, because you can literally use art therapy and journaling to let go and allow this fullness of peace, this fullness of compassion and love and joy. As women, we're birthers. And in this retreat. It's on the equinox, and it's a place where we can literally birth a new journey, a new beginning for ourselves. I'm looking forward just as much.
Wow, that is so beautifully said. And thank you for your compliments to both myself and Krista. Yeah, I love that we're all offering something special that can really make a difference in people's lives. And yeah, we're all in it to be of service, really, and of course, as we give, we receive, and it's a beautiful exchange, I feel like, for all of us. And yeah, I'm really excited about it as well. And how about you, Krista? Any last words of wisdom or anything else you'd like to share?
Uh, I'm also, I'm also very much looking forward to it, and I met you, Maitreya, yes, through my mom, and through coming for the soul contract healing, and then we also did some shamanic kind of drumming and cleansing, and it was very powerful, and we've had the joy of walking this path together, and now becoming friends, and now having this offering together, and I've also experienced what my mom has to offer, and the Vosh, the sound healing, the vibrational acoustic sound healing table is really phenomenal. It's definitely it's hard to explain until you actually receive it, and then when you receive it, it just kind of carries you away in a very nice way. It's really, really lovely, and she's often very humble with her art, but she's a phenomenal artist, and I've always looked up to her, and the art. So to be able to learn from her is quite a gift, and I think combined with everything together, I'm also very much looking forward to the experience and the interchange, and just kind of this reclamation of our power, so we can kind of shift timelines, if you will, into our highest self. And I think it's going to be a very powerful transformational experience, and what better place than in Puerto Escondido. I mean, it's been a place it's also kind of known as kind of this vortex kind of energy. And I mean, I went for a week and stayed for a year, and and then my parents came and they stayed for a year or more, and it's very magnetic, it's very healing, and just being there in and of itself can be very healing, let alone with all these activities included. And it's just gorgeous, it's paradise, and I can't wait.
Oh, thank you. Yes, and definitely, yeah. I want to say also about Johanna's vibrational healing. I've also experienced it. It's really powerful. It took me into a deep, deep state of relaxation where I was able to drop into the theta brain state, and the power of working with vibration is incredible. For me, my journey, I have battled with depression for on and off throughout my life, and I have been healed by vibrational therapy. um, of course, I know Johanna wouldn't say that's 100%, but I know the power of vibration and how it can heal many mental conditions that a lot of people are struggling with, such as insomnia, anxiety, depression. And so it's really going to be healing to that. And along with Krista and the beautiful yoga that she does, I have attended a class with her, and she's so beautiful in the way that she instructs and allows you to really tune into what your body needs, what your limits are, and always reminding us to honor our body and the messages that our body is giving us in such a beautiful way. So I'm really honored that I'm going to be doing this retreat with both of you. So thank you so much.
See, well, I'm pretty excited, girls. and 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 one of the things is I'm excited about is we all have sound bowl healing um, experiences and training, and we're going to be coming together, all three of us, to offer an incredible session of sound healing. And I'm very excited about that because you're absolutely right, Maitreya, that sound healing, vibration, the it's so transformational. It just brings you to places that are within yourself that just brings such a peace, and it opens up a whole new world to you. And I'm very excited about that.
Beautiful, beautiful ladies. And I will be sure to include the link to the website for the retreat. So for those of you who are like really excited, ready to join us, yeah, you'll be able to just access all the information after this show has been uploaded. And yeah, please reach out to any of us if you have any questions, if you want to get on a quick call to discuss the details. All of us are available. And we are all very committed to supporting you to reach your purest potential and to really remember the powerful and beautiful woman that you are. So thank you both so much for joining today. It's been such a pleasure, and I'm excited to be collaborating with all of you and to see what magic we're going to create together.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
And we're going to do some cheering. Here we go.
Woo! Yay!
Oh, I love these sound effects. It's awesome. Thank you, beautiful beings, and thank you everyone for supporting this show. Sorry I've been incommunicado, but be sure to keep a watch. I'll be doing. I promise I'll be doing podcasts every week moving forward. So keep following me, and so much love to everyone. Namaste.
Namaste.
Namaste.